this is why we have to turn back. So you're gonna become more masculine, not snatching bitches up and backhanding them. That ain't what it's about. It's about understanding who you're dealing with and how to deal with every individual situation. This is what the Lord's building, and in that righteousness, now you in understanding the prophecies, you're able to navigate the way you move in the earth during the last times with fear. And a lot of our people don't want to make those changes because they're comfortable with the way it is. There was a guy that was walking this girl to the car, I guess it's a girl, to the car. You can tell that she had not a care in the world. And he didn't even consider what he was up to. They're walking in the street, cars coming. Not thinking about I noticed it because right when we pointed out the fighter jets, they didn't even look up to notice. We saw lights in the sky, so that's the whole other story. But my point is, we have to lock into what we're seeing in earth and see it from a godly perspective. And the Bible breaks that down for us. We got
Ezekiel 34 and 31. And ye my flock, the flock of my pastor are men, and I am your God, saith the Lord God.
You have to deal with men, because the order goes God, then the Messiah, then men, then the women. Of course, the women break down to the children as well. That's the order that things should go in. And when people fight against that order, they're not connected to the Lord.
But women fight against that order.
Think about it. If I can tell a man when and when not, and yes and no and whatever, if I have authority over him, I have that type of power. And we just go, okay, happy wife, happy life, and that we're silly about it, right?
All right.
You see? No, but you get my point.
I don't mean to laugh, but
no, that's cool.
I've heard black men say that.
Yeah, absolutely. This shows you how low our people truly are. You know, and it's not that a woman is so low.
I heard a black man that was married to a white woman, so happy wife, happy life.
Any man saying it to any woman is really low. Because there's certain men, only our people are really truly into that. Really truly into that. The white man does it because he don't want her to complain about him going to play with other men and wrestling with boys and all that other type of nasty shit that they into. But that has to be a judgment. Our people are into it because we learned it from them. So we're trying to get out of that. This is what we're trying to tell our people. There's a way to get out of that. You have to first build this up. You have to be something that people are willing to follow. The woman has to look to you for answers, and you got to have the answers. Well, the book gives you the answers. You got
to basically land back off of everything the elder is saying. Black culture has ultimately created has culminated a whole being around being adverse into the scriptures. Yep. You know, as the elder was speaking about, our women being in charge of the men, you know, the child being taken, or it's like the father being taken out of the houses, and ultimately that culture, black culture, was created and forwarded by our oppressors. Yep. You know, everything that black culture exalts is ultimately the Lord hates it. You know,
like who runs the music industry?
They say that the people that claim that to be from Israel.
Right. Who runs Hollywood?
It ain't the rapper with the talent, because the rappers don't choose to talk about the destruction all the time. They'll do it to get fame, fortune, and get out of their bag. That's them that's pushing that on us. They know the science of us hearing those monsters of evil and sin over and over going to push us into it. And then they built the prisons to put us in.
So when Adolf did all that, World War II and all that, so they removed all the original people out of there and gave it to the people from Europe?
They didn't.
They're still trying to get the rest of it.
When that happened, it was like,
no.
When that happened, they just played with because you gotta understand, the so-called Jews, they bought all the media. They own all the media. Therefore, they put out what they want to put out. So, example, they said over 10 million people died in 6 million, right? But if you look at the census, it only shows that's estimated Jews above. So it has the estimates right there. So it actually wasn't. It was actually more people in Europe than after the so-called Holocaust. So when that happened, that was just a ploy by them to use for sympathy. to let them in
Guilt
the land.
trip.
Guilt trip the world to let them in the land.
And the cause of death
Yeah,
that
that's
they
what-
said
Yes.
happened is
Yeah.
what happened is you had the camps, quote unquote, which really weren't camps. They you call it more paradises. Really, they had symphonies and
right there.
all different pools and all different type of. Oh yeah, it says
Reality.
soccer teams, post offices, greenhouses, horsewomen, orchestras, dentists. They had all those different, facets in those what they would call camps, or what we were told.
That was Auschwitz. That's supposedly the worst. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
and really, they didn't die of the whole chambers that they were speaking of. You had typhus,
That's what I was just about
right?
to say.
And typhus was basically a disease or what you call like a pest,
Yep.
microscopic pest or whatever you would call
Like
it.
lice and all that type of shit.
That would actually
They
affect
were
them.
unclean. They didn't know how to bathe properly.
Even at the gas chamber, it wasn't really gas chamber.
That's what I was
They
about
were
to
being
say. I was gonna say the shower.
Germinated.
right.
Yeah,
They
they
were
were
being sterilized.
They were being sterilized from all of this. That's what that was. Of course, someone was just weak and died. I don't mean to say it sounded yeah, that's not good. But they just their immune system was weak. They couldn't deal with it. So they died. So they're like, hey, tell the world so many people did this and that.
And we can't forget also, there's you can look it up, Google search it, but there were different various printing press, certain magazines that they had control over, that for years they were actually propagating about that particular event years before it even happened. Different they put out like 10, 15 different issues about this event before it even happened. So how was they supposed to know the exact amount of people that was gonna die?
Right.
Putting it in a printing press years before it allegedly happened.
No, the last time they used that, I'm saying one of the last times they used that same play
Controlling statistics,
was
numbers and stuff.
2020. You can Google any number and it's had that many deaths happen that day. Any 3-digit number happened that day.
You went on Google and type that in.
What happened? What you talking about?
19. C19, COVID-19.
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 Okay.
You put any three digits or 4 digits sometimes, it would be either that's this many deaths or this many new cases of COVID-19. And but to the elder's point, it shows you how they control and play with the numbers. So when people see numbers, they see, oh God, 1,000 people died. So that puts them in fear. All right, to alleviate that fear, what did they do? What was the solution to alleviate that fear of catching this airborne disease that was killing millions upon 100 billions of people? To get that, what was it? You know what it is? You know what I'm talking about? We get into the injection, the jab,
Inoculation.
Shots that they was having on the tape before.
vaccine, brother.
They don't leave it up to trackers. I'm joking, but
No.
I'm saying it.
Listen, I'm not.
No. He's just saying that because you got to understand. We were talking about them controlling the media.
Yeah.
So YouTube control is part of that media they control. So we were trying to beat around the bush. We weren't speaking in code because we don't want to say certain things because you put it up. This
Oh,
broadcast.
this going on YouTube?
It goes on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Therefore, they'll cut your channel. And they're like some brothers.
Okay, I get it.
Some brothers have gotten their channel cut
I didn't
right in the middle of this stream. So,
But that's why a lot of what we're talking, it sounds like code. We're actually breaking the codes down for you. So what good is it to you if you don't know the code? Same thing with the Bible. What good is it to just read the scripture and not break this down the code that is written? So this is everything we're doing. You looking up? Yeah, you got it.
Because you asked the question concerning was something about
No, let him read this one. Read yours, Jeremiah 4. Why can't everybody get it? How come all people want to get it?
Right. Okay.
But you can look around and see for yourself the difference of interest. People got other stuff, things that they think are much better.
Yeah, ultimately,
They want to go dance and go eat, and go drink, and go hang out and have a good time.
Everybody that you see on this street is our people. This is the reason we out here. That's why when you first walked up, the scripture I was reading was talking about this exact situation right here. The way you walked up and was able to ask your questions and brothers is dealing with you and giving you the answers, hopefully it's you receiving it. But that's the scripture I was reading, that it's gonna be a time where that opportunity is not gonna be there, because when shit get even more escalated than it is now, because right now it's escalated, it's a lot going on, but it's not enough to catch their attention. They walking right past us to go party and to go do what they do.
Right.
So it's gonna come a time where things are gonna escalate. It's not gonna go backwards. It's not gonna get any better. It's not gonna go back to so-called normal like everybody think it is. But when it begins to escalate more and more, the Lord gonna put the spirit on the men that's doing this all around the world, like the elder was speaking of. Those men they not gonna be out there no more.
What the brother's trying to say is people are going to want answers, and we have the answers as it pertains to prophecy, as it pertains to this book, as it pertains to these worldwide events, because we're able to take a situation like what's going on in the Middle East right now and correlate it with the scriptures, because this is the only book that tells you the past, present, and the future. It's a living book, living waters of these people, what they be doing, and our adversaries, the enemies.
Right now, there's no urgency because it's not at their front door, so it's no need for them. They may have those questions, but it's no urgency to ask them.
That dollar and the gas prices didn't really affect people too much.
Yeah.
Still out. Some people just, we gonna stay in. But you ain't looking at why it's happening.
100 a barrel now.
Right. So $1.50.
It just went up to
90 yesterday, right?
100. Just crossed 100 a barrel.
It affects bottom line.
It's going to affect the global economy.
That not only affects cars, that affects airplane travel or airfare.
Boats and trucks
Exactly.
aren't gonna get their food in.
They gotta pay out of pocket, the truck drivers.
Yeah.
So Jeremiah 4:22, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. This is the Heavenly Father speaking.
Yeah.
They are Sodom's children. Sodom means stupid.
Yeah.
And they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
So they have not known you. We're out here trying to tell people to know the Lord by telling them what He's up to and showing them His mindset that's written in the book. But our people don't want to hear it. They rather go eat chicken wings and drink beer and twerk to Lil John and whatever else they got going on their weekend and go to work tomorrow. Not realizing the oppression. When they walk out of there and they sober up before they go to bed, they're going to be like, fuck, I got to go to work tomorrow. And they mad at it. But they don't know that this has the solution for everything. You still gonna have to go to work till this all goes down, but when it goes down and all the perils, all the dangerous situations happen, you at least will have an understanding that this is the end that the Lord spoke of and can rejoice and be happy about it. And while other people aren't eating, aren't drinking, aren't happy, the Lord gonna give you a spirit of happiness. He's gonna feed you. And when we read the Bible, there's all types of miracles where people were fed and given drink, animals bringing food.
Who was in jail by? Got fed by a bird? Elijah,
You
yeah.
got fed by a bird, ravens,
You know
2
what
times a
sound-
day.
You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like, so this is the 12 tribes as they exist today. And then in the Bible, what you're reading, it sounds like the problem that the 12 tribes today are having the same problem that the 12 tribes had in the Bible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because they're the same people.
Because we disobeyed the Heavenly Father.
Yep. I was going to have us read in Deuteronomy 28 chapter, which at the top of the chapter, the first 14 verses or so, talks about if we obey the law of the Lord that was given to Moses, then he would give us all these blessings. But if we didn't, from 15 down to 68, that all the curses would happen unto us. Well, we didn't.
But let me ask you a question.
Yep.
So do you think that people have a problem obeying the law because the law is too strict?
I was about to go into what Paul said concerning the beginning stages of the law.
Yep. Paul said a lot about it too.
This is coming from the book of. This is 1 Corinthians. Matter of fact, I'll start at Acts.
What's the scripture?
I'll start at
Says
Acts.
our people, what is the prophet?
This Acts 15. I'm going to start here at verse 28. And it reads, "For it seemed good to the Holy Spirit and to us to lay upon you no greater burden than these necessary things." So he's speaking about the Israelites that were scattered during this portion of history, because they were they were in a Gentile state of mind, being that they were in a Grecian captivity, right? So our people, you get that history in the book of Maccabees to break it down into. Or
That's going. I mean, that's the long way, but yeah. Might as well.
Unless you can paraphrase.
Well, in the book of Maccabees, it says Antiochus wrote into his kingdom that all Israelites have to consent unto the religion of the king, and if they didn't consent unto the religion of the king, they were ultimately going to be put to death. Basically meaning if they were following the law, statutes, and commandments of the scriptures, and they caught them doing it, circumcising their children, so forth and so on, aiding those same individuals that were adhering to the laws, and he would kill them. So Israelites consented unto the religion of the king, and in that moment they become Gentiles, not a physical, but in a state of mind, right? Spiritually, they became Gentiles because they were now hearkening into the laws of the land, so to speak, rather than the scriptures.
What are some of the customs that our people start to adopt?
Shaving their faces, their beards, marring their hairlines, eating pork,
Brand marks.
Yep.
Like you see those
Shaving your face is wrong,
Greek
but that's
fraternities.
Leviticus. That's the wrong
Yep.
thing.
Yeah, shaving your beard, getting lineups. Yeah, that's against the law.
and it's something we can keep. It's not hard to not shave. Just keep it.
We all just you trim it up, but you're not supposed, like the elders say, you're not supposed to line it up. You're not supposed to have your bald head.
I got the law. Leviticus 21:5. There shall not make baldness upon their heads, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard.
Part of your individual identity the Lord created you with. Part of your particular, the way your hair. If you got the widow's peak, hey, if you got the balding, the male pattern balding, where the hair do all of this. If you got the beard that go all the way up here, if you got the one that's only down here, if you got the one that, like mine, is a little patchy, right? If it, whatever, I just got kind of this. Whatever the Lord gave you, you got to roll with that. Because it was given to you particularly for you. It's part of your identity.
It said, nor make any cuttings in their flesh.
Yep. And that's funny because that leads to the most important thing. Somebody bring out the mark sign. Because first off, the cuttings is like tattoos.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Tattoos and brandings and stuff like that.
They did it for the dead
Piercings.
back then. That's what the Lord didn't want us to see.
Right?
It was for the dead.
These were the customs of, during that time, the Greeks. And the custom of, and as we went from the Greek captivity to the Roman captivity, we became worse and worse because we didn't follow our traditions, keep our high holy days. We began to take on theirs. Same thing here in America. That's why segregation was a bad thing.
Right.
Because
Integration.
integration.
Segregation was a good thing.
Segregation was a good thing because when we began to be, join with these white people, right, Edomites, they didn't say, oh, let's follow after your customs. We took after their customs. Oh, let's follow Christmas and Easter and
But they made us believe.
Yeah.
Because they let us cook the food for their gods.
Right.
So they like, oh, but we sharing your recipes, so it looks like we're involved.
Yeah.
But we're commemorating your gods.
right.
That's the bigger picture. Why do Native Americans and just why do all the people, especially these people, celebrate Thanksgiving? That's slaughtered Native Americans who are on the side. But there's even Native Americans that celebrate it. Well, there's some that aren't happy about it.
Celebrate Independence Day, and we were in slavery.
Yo, I went to
Independence Day.
the grocery store on Thanksgiving. Not that I celebrate Thanksgiving. But there was Mexicans in there celebrating Thanksgiving. I was like, why are they celebrating?
Negro shit. Natives are Hispanic.
Yeah.
That should be celebrated. That's a day of mass genocide.
Mass genocide.
They got,
And it was
that's them celebrating.
You ever been to New
victory.
Mexico?
You said where?
You ever been to New Mexico?
I've been through
New Mexico. I've passed through it.
I stopped at a part in New Mexico driving here. They don't take $20 bills because of Andrew Jackson. Because of what he did to him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They don't accept
That's
$20 bills.
Removal, yeah, Indian
That was
removal
crazy
act.
thing,
He's an
sir.
Indian killer.
Yep.
That was crazy.
They might as well not use the dollar at all. Then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. It's just, the system's still set up.
You get the ATM machine, you take $50 out, it's all 10.
Yep.
Andrew Jackson right there.
Andrew Jackson.
This was the Indian removal.
None of those people should be celebrating no thanks.
No.
We call it Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving. That's basically what happened.
You know the history, what happened to them, how they made the Thanksgiving. It was basically it's a feast, right? But they had a Thanksgiving feast every time they came back from conquering one of the Native American tribes, and they had so many feasts Abraham Lincoln, this nigga, I mean, this Edomite, this devil, that our people think that, oh, he freed the slaves, he was good to us. He's the one that made it a national holiday.
Yeah. He also said if it was feasible for the slaves to go back to Africa, he could make it happen, but he didn't think he could make it happen.
He didn't have no choice.
What he really said was,
Says that.
if I could, how did
If it was more profitable for the South and the North, if it was, the dissension was between the South and the North. Because the South basically had the what you call it, the raw materials, and it was pushed up north, and the money was made through the textile industry.
Yeah.
From shipping it from the north into the transatlantic slave trade or triangular trade.
Because the North had all the North had all the factories to process.
But they didn't have the workers.
Right.
So they needed the workers from the fields. They had all the textiles. Now they need workers to work it. So the Emancipation Proclamation wasn't a freeing of anybody.
Right.
It was a translation from a private ownership to corporate ownership.
That's why the prisons is
And you know what?
business.
But everything y'all are saying is true, and I gotta admit one thing. I took American history class in college, and I had a white professor in Virginia. He told me he didn't hold back. He said he didn't sugarcoat it.
Right.
Everything y'all saying, he said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't sugarcoat it.
And a
So,
lot of them are not happy about what they people did.
yeah.
Cause they're getting the shortest of the sticks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, sir. But yeah, man.
So you see it coming full circle.
Full circle from both sides. I get it.
Right, this is the book of Acts. Basically, the laws that we can start to keep, right? Because we spoke about how it seems like it's kind of grievous. Basically, how the law is too strict.
Yeah,
right?
yes, sir.
So this precept is addressing it. This Acts 15 and 29. I'm gonna start back at 29. It says that ye abstain from meats. It's like 28. For it seemed good to the Holy Spirit and to us to lay upon you no greater burden than these necessary things. That ye abstain from meats offered to idols, and from blood, and from things strangled, and from fornication, from which if ye keep yourselves, ye shall do well, fare ye well.
Basically, stop worshiping idols with feasts and all of that. So cut off the holidays. What was the other one?
It says,
Meats. What was
things offered to idols,
Yep.
meats offered to idols, and from blood.
Blood. Basically, any form of blood. Don't kill. Don't eat it. Cook your steak.
Drink it.
Yeah, because they were doing all that crazy stuff.
That's what they did on Epstein Island.
Yeah. It was cutting up tender pizza. You know the code.
Putting kids in the food supply.
Yep.
Putting them in the grinder.
If you eat McDonald's,
We eat McDonald's, don't eat that shit.
You remember back in the day when they always have a blood drive? Blood drive, get blood. They had that shit in my school. What do you think all that blood was doing? To get patients in the hospital? Not necessarily.
Okay.
It was going to the wicked elite. You know, they got something called adrenochrome. You know what that is?
I remember that's something. I don't know. Is that something that had to do with Hillary Clinton or something like that?
It's when they
take
That's a Hillary Clinton thing.
That's why Bill Clinton looked 97 years old. She looked 67. They're the same age or whatever. You know?
Okay.
But she drink more of it than he did.
Have y'all seen this?
Yeah,
Y'all see-
absolutely. It makes you look younger.
It's
Oprah been
an
doing it.
old ritual going back to the Canaanites.
Yeah.
That's what they used to do.
Bro, you have to have a school to get it from.
Let me ask y'all a question. Since y'all know the Bible, what do you think about that thing in Numbers, where if the man cheats on the woman and then
Number 5. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
you know what I'm talking about?
Keep explaining. Keep
All right,
trying.
so if the woman cheats on the man, then the priest can find out, he'll give her something to drink, and then she'll.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about
The
that?
the jealousy potion.
I got it.
It's, the priest, they would go to the priest if you have a gut feeling that your woman is not faithful, you can actually go to the priest. And this is how the priest would actually deal with it. They would actually have her come in, and it was basically made with
The
dust particles, the water.
Yep.
I think something else is added to it, and she was to basically drink of it. Now, 2 reactions would either happen. If nothing transpired, and she just drank it, that means that she's actually innocent. But if her thighs start to rot and her belly starts swelling, she committed adultery.
One time I heard a brother introduce that in a church, saying that the Bible has abortions in it. That's what he was saying. And he went to that one. I had never read that one.
The scriptures.
That's not what I got from it, but that's what he was trying to
Scriptures
kind of
against
angle
abortion.
it a little bit.
Yeah, the Bible is pro-life.
I think so. Yeah.
It's pro-life.
The thing about that, and like if you sent her up there to go have it done, and she was innocent, she couldn't even get mad about it. If she was innocent, if she wasn't, it would kind of manifest, and it'd be proven that she had done something.
They show you that if you're familiar with it's a show on Netflix called The Last Kingdom. They actually show that scene in the show. You know?
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they actually show the scene. Yeah, The Last Kingdom, they show the
I have
scene.
to look that up.
Yeah, you probably YouTube that scene.
Listen.
Yeah,
But just imagine if we had that as a law here, and the priest was able to actually conduct that service to men, don't you think that would kind of quell a lot of the adulterous behavior that we see rampant in society? If they want that, the Most High, his judgments are wise. That's why the Lord gave it to us for a reason. It was for us to actually prosper.
This is Leviticus 18, and you spoke on abortion. And 21. Yeah, 21. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire of Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy power. I am the Lord. Thou shalt not. So when you spoke of abortion, what they would do is sacrifice their children to other gods, and that's what they. You ever see these child Hollywood stars?
Oh, child stars.
Child stars.
Yeah. Smith children.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to tell you about the first law, the angels gave to men to be fruitful and multiply. Not to have sex and kill your babies. Multiply to replenish the earth.
Even Judah's son, I forget which one, I think his second-born son. Yeah, Judah's second-born son was supposed to raise up seed to his older brother. He had died, he was wicked and died. The second one has sex with her, but instead of impregnating her as he was supposed to have a sex for his brother, he pulled out,
and God killed him.
and the Lord killed him. So that's pulling out. So the Lord, everywhere the Bible says.
It's Tamar.
Yep, Tamar. Yep, right.
There's also a law where if a man is married to a woman, but he didn't give her any seed to raise a child, if he has a sibling, a brother that's alive, he's supposed to actually go into his brother's wife, the brother that's deceased, and give the child. And if he refused to do it, a bad report was to go out before all Israel that he would raise up seed to his brother, and the wife, she would get the spit at him in his face. That's a law.
But all these laws that we're talking about, think about just the law of, we always talk about this, the law of no adultery and the judgment for it. If one of those laws was held today, look how much better our people would be. And that's just one law. That's just one law alone, no adultery. The judgment for adultery is it has stoned to death. And so if that took place, people would think twice about going to the club with another man's woman, or being extra friendly with this lady at work that she got a husband.
Work wife.
Work wife. How much better would our people be when the law is not going forth?
And the way that the Lord, He's about balance. Like the point that the elder was making, we're supposed to be fruitful and multiply. It's a known fact that there's more women on earth than it is men. So men are meant to have more than one woman, in their necessary situation.
And that's the help. It's funny, I don't know if y'all know this. I Google searched the numbers ratio. Remember how I used to say it was 7 or 8 to 1?
Yeah.
It don't say that. It says more men right now. If you Google right now, it says more men. Like this goddamn lie.
More men?
Yeah, it's not more men on earth. And then somebody was like, yeah, because men die earlier than women.
Hey,
They do say that. I mean, they do say that.
Over there in Japan.
They would kill off the dogs.
Somewhere else though.
To the shortage of men in Japan, is they wanted Jake to come over there and lay siege to it.
If you take a look,
It was paying black American men to come over there and impregnate them.
if you take a look at even family reunion pictures, just any random family reunion pictures, you're gonna see way more women in every family than men.
Yeah. And it's usually the women that's putting that together.
Yeah.
The family reunions. If I could get this quick scripture, in Exodus 23:26, it says, "There shall nothing cast their young, nor be barren in thy land. The number of thy days will I fulfill." You look up that word where it says cast their young. The Hebrew word there is shekol, and in the Strong's definition it says to suffer abortion, or also by analogy to bereave of children, to cast cow fruit young, to make childless, deprive, destroy, lose children, miscarry, rob of children. And that's basically what abortion is.
And condoms. Condoms is for abortion. They're scared because what are they talking about? Now, this is funny, right before the 2020, that's the code, right? You know the code now, right? Right before that, TED Talks with Bill Gates was saying, yeah, if we can depopulate because the whole world is overpopulated, right? But then this guy, we do a really good job, in fact, but then all of a sudden the pandemic comes out and he's got the magical life-saving cures and a vaccine for it.
He says the world's overpopulated, but they say that all the people in the world can fit to stay in Texas. So how could it be? You got to be and these are facts. These might mean right facts.
Yeah, science.
Science.
You got to trust the science on that one.
Isaiah 4:1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
And in that day, it's talking about the day of the Lord. Because the wisdom that we all hold is going to be so profitable. That's what we was talking about. The profitable, what does it say? For knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time and strength of thy treasure. Strength of salvation is thy treasure.
Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation.
Yep.
The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Fear of the Lord will be the treasure. That treasure will be understood by the way we move and how we think and the decisions we make during a very dangerous and perilous time. So that's going to be attractive to vulnerable people. Name an apocalyptic movie, anybody, where the woman wasn't in danger, but it was just women running rampant.
Apocalyptic movie?
Yeah, movie.
Oh.
They don't even put them in movies where they can win.
I wouldn't
No,
know.
the fantasy. I'm just saying.
Right.
They're not in there. It's always a man's world where it's crazy how the situations are just cannibalistic and all this other stuff.
Women have to be defended.
Women need a man if you're defended when time goes into chaos. Well, the world's turning to chaos. Martial law will be happening out here.
Yeah, let the power go out for a whole week.
Bro,
You see if women won't attach to a man to protect them.
they will come over. You got power over here? Yeah, you got food and candles? No. She making all the decisions for the corporate company. You can't make decisions for her life when the power go out. That's just the power.
Right.
So when the power go out, water go out too.
Yeah. Internet, Google, everything gone. So this is why we build up the wisdom in these times now to understand things. We go into herbs and natural remedies. We go into health, exercise, things that'll help fight off. How the immune system and all of that works.
And why?
Digestive.
Because it all goes back to the scriptures. It's part of our culture anyways. When you take a look at our ancient forefathers, King David, we can go into the prophets, and they all were involved within these same type of things. They knew about the herbs. They knew about the importance of a healthy diet, of exercise, of a stable mind, of number one, faith, right?
Trust in the Lord.
The inner man. This is all part of our heritage. This is us.
A lot of people will go to the gym and they're just trying to make their biceps big. We're doing it for the fullness of our body system to keep our mind stable. Because we got to release from it. There's a lot of stress going on in the world. We ain't winning. In our personal lives, we ain't winning. We ain't gonna say like this brother got $1 million, this brother got $8 million. It ain't happening like that. We on the bottom like the rest of our people on this side.
But
we do for ourselves.
we're fighting though.
Yeah.
And that's the difference in the separation. Because in the days that we're coming into, Lord willing, and we continue, Yahweh Shem Shah, which is the name of the Lord Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God. His name is Yahweh, meaning He is, or He exists. Yahweh Shah is who the world ignorantly calls the Messiah. Yahweh Shah, Yah meaning He, Yahweh Shah meaning the deliverer, right? So Lord willing, if we continue, He's going to have that hedge and that protection around us. Though we have to go through, the hells, because as the scripture says in the book of Acts, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom. But the difference is, the elect will be saved. They will be guarded, And that's what the rest of the 2/3 of the nation of Israel won't have. They're going to be destroyed, for sure.
Isaiah 65.
Wait, say that again? 2/3?
Yeah.
It's gonna be destroyed?
Go to Zephaniah 13. Zechariah 13.
All right, I'm gonna leave after this one. I gotta hear this one.
Yeah. And then
2/3?
somebody got the pie chart.
And that's more of a reason why you should take this serious.
Having the pie chart.
So which one of these are gonna be?
Zechariah 13.
Well, I'm gonna say this. You go to Book of Revelation, the 7th chapter. Yeah, it lists all the 12 tribes, 12,000 from each tribe, making 144,000. There's a mixed multitude that would also be saved. This is the 144,000. This is that mixed multitude of our people. Of course, they're scattered amongst the heathen. May look like the heathen, but they may just look like regular people on the sign. That's all going to be in here. This is the rest of our people. This is everybody else. This is just a ratio to give a visual to what the scripture's talking about. How much, like a wave, like a drop in a wave, the difference.
Wait a minute.
Let me get that.
2/3 that are going to be destroyed don't know that they're Israelites, or they know that they're Israelites?
They're going to know, but they're not going to believe.
Either way.
Yeah,
whether they know or don't know.
Yeah.
But one way or another, they would have heard this truth.
Yeah.
They're gonna hear. They have heard the gospel or know about the Israelites one way or another. Whether it's we're everywhere. You might not have seen it, but TikTok, all over social media. Everybody got damn near some type of form of social media. So it's you know who Kyrie Irving is? Basketball player.
Yeah.
He had spoke something about the Israelites a few years ago. So that, Kanye West mentioned the Israelites. These different, Kodak Black, all these little rappers.
Lamar.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar.
It's like a man has 144,000 of the men. 12 tribes of the prophets. There's a future ruling governing body when the kingdom of Israel established on the earth. After the Lord destroys this place, Yahweh Shai, he's going to set up his kingdom on the planet earth.
So top of the food chain, that's why I was talking about 7 women will want one of these men. Because we got to repopulate this through reincarnation, as I mentioned earlier.
All right, how soon is this about to happen?
We only laugh because that's the question that's been asked forever. But we can look at the tokens of the prophecies to measure how
Pay
close
attention
we
to
are.
the signs.
Someone get that second Ezra 9.
I'm already there.
Okay.
It's second Ezra 9. And I'll start at 1. I really should read a lot of this.
Listen to this.
Second Ezra 9 and 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, which we've been seeing all over the world.
The elder brought out this earthquake in Louisiana. Yesterday. That's rare.
Yesterday?
Yep. And uproars of the people in the world. So all these protests everywhere, riots, civil unrest. And you're going to see that more on a big scale here in America soon, right? Especially because of this war that's happening. It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. You just have the planetary alignment, you just have the blood moon, a couple days ago.
And it's projected to be 13 super moons this year.
Yep. It says, everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby you have believed. And you believed everything that was written in the book, and you live by it, right? It says, shall be preserved from the said perils, meaning dangers, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning as the elect. It says, then shall they, the they meaning the 2/3, be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life receive benefits and have not known me. And they have loathed my law while they had yet liberty. And that liberty talking about the grace period that we're in. And when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not but despised it. They start to make excuses, right? Like it says in Sirach 32, a sinful man will not be reproved according to his will. He find an excuse according to his will. And that's going to be our people. They're going to continue to make excuses of not to repent.
Ain't no other food. I gotta eat this pork.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make mama cakes. You know?
Ain't no other food. I gotta eat this. Yeah.
You know?
All right.
You know.
A couple last verses for you. It says,
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
it says, the same must know it after death by pain. And therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created. Then answer I and said, I have said before, and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which be saved. Like as a wave is greater than a drop. Yes, that goes into that.
That's second Esdras.
Second Esdras 9.
You're the truth. You memorized that. I heard you. That's crazy.
Yep. So the Lord said there's going to be more of our people that die than those that be saved.
As a grape taken out of a cluster of grapes. It's a big difference.
That's why the Lord also said in Matthew to go through the straight gate. For wide is the broad is the way, and wide is the gate that leadeth to destruction.
And many
there
be
be
thereat.
many be that go in thereat.
And I just, because I know you said you were about to leave, I don't want you to walk away without understanding what this was.
Okay.
The mark of the beast.
Mark of the beast. Revelation 13:16.
Yep. And you got to go into the Greek to understand it fully. It breaks it down, you know. And basically, it's an incision that they're gonna mark all the people with. They're gonna track and mark all the people because they're already talking about it now. It's been in the news now about a system. Palantir and all of this is a system that they're putting all your information, your bank account information, your identity, your medical information, even your social credit score that they're trying to build like China has. All that's going to be on one system in here. It's in movies. They always want to do their left-hand pseudo prophecies by putting it in movies.
And everyone will have their own
In time.
personalized barcode, but it's going to be in you.
Yeah, so nobody can, unless they cut your hand off, they can't steal your identity. So they know it's you. When you walk into a building and they scan your hand in there, because they got places that you can scan your phone, they got places that facial recognize you when you walk in, they already know who you are. They got all that technology set up. They were doing it in 2020, setting it up.
Yeah, you know what I don't like? And I'm gonna leave on this one. Yo, I don't like when I'm on the phone and I'll be like, yo, I'm about to go to the MGM, and then I get on YouTube and the MGM commercial pops up.
This man just cooking.
Excuse my language, I don't fuck with that.
Hey.
Like, I don't fuck with that
But do you realize
at all.
when you get into that phone and you click, I accept these cookies, the little detail that says these are
No one ever reads that.
these cookies are here. These, what else does it say? It says basically it's an authorization, and we're gonna send advertisement that you want.
To track.
They're gonna track you. They're gonna track you, so we know how to advertise to you.
Don't let no one tell you that the phone or anything else, like the watch or anything else, is the mark of the beast, except this chip,
Yeah.
or the brain chip.
Where do you get the chip at?
They
Where do they give you the chip?
I don't want to know.
I don't want to hear. But they
Don't
go.
do babies have the chip? I heard they got chips for dogs where you can find the dogs.
Exactly. That's a test for
It's the same technology.
Yeah.
That was actually a law they passed in Nevada. Anybody got a pet, a dog or a cat, you gotta get that chip.
And that's conditioning you to take these things. So now then Amber Alerts. Oh, like there was this Amber Alert the other day.
It was Amber Alert the other day.
Yeah.
They would have found the kid immediately if they would have had this. That's how they're gonna market it and sell it.
Is that the same as the debit card chip that you put in?
It's the same technology, but they have to put it there to adjust it, if you will, to where it can thrive in your body.
Yeah. Because it has its own battery.
Yeah.
Where it,
Like the Rolex, is it the Rolex? Yeah, the Rolex watch. When you move the kinetic motion, winds
it stops, and then when you put it back on, it goes to the time.
because of the movement.
Yeah.
Automatic.
Right.
Yeah.
And the movement of right-handed people is usually more, because the right-handed world, there's more movement in it, or vice versa, I forget how it goes. But it's more movement and there's more energy in it. And then there's also going to be the Neuralink chip.
You ever heard of Neuralink with Elon Musk? Neuralink.
You got people that are paralyzed. You got people that are paralyzed playing chess, playing video games with their minds. And that's you got people that's operating robotic legs with their mind.
If you had a family member that was sick or ill, and they said we have this trial run, we want your family member to volunteer for it, that can help them walk or help them see again. You think that would you want your family member to get that trial run so they can see and walk again? You would think about it, like, yeah. You were like, damn, I wanted my mom or dad or whatever.
Walk on the beach.
Right.
Take my mom out dancing.
That's a snare that they're going to use to get
advantage.
people, take advantage of people's, weaknesses, vulnerability.
The act of receiving this device is an act of pledging allegiance pledging allegiance to those who are going to be implementing the mark as your guide. So that is a sin that you can't repent for.
So a baby's born with the chip now, or we don't know?
You're not born with it. The man got to put it in. I'm saying the man, but a human has to put it in.
Well, are they putting it in babies now, or we don't know?
They haven't said it. I'm not saying that they're not, but they haven't.
I'm pretty sure.
But
It's a baby
that's
out
the thing
there
that's in the dogs. We
I
can
know
find
in
the dogs.
Kenya they was talking about doing that too.
Yeah, I think so.
Put their children under digital identification. So so Bill Gates, he's pretty much setting that up for babies in Africa to get that done.
Allegedly, because they came out and said, it was a disclaimer, we're not really doing that, but you don't believe it.
Yeah.
This is coming worldwide. I got the
Last thing, hold on. One last thing, I gotta go, brothers. Why did Epstein do that? What happened? He killed himself, or somebody killed him? Oh, he's still
He
alive?
got transported.
I don't have my phone's over there, but the images. If you think of how he looked with a shaven face, and if he grew his beard out and let it be scruffy, right? That's what the guy looked like. He's all over the internet. And then the lady, Maxwell, right?
Yeah.
Why was she in Canada hanging out with her brother? Somebody like, hey, aren't you supposed to be in federal lockup?
Because it was the easiest thing for them to go away for them. So, because he knew a lot of people, he could expose a lot of people. You just kill him. So he has had to go through trial, had to stand trial, had to testify. No one's going to ask about him anymore, except for that till that list came out. So what that did, so-called killing him or him killing himself, that alleviated a lot of problems and a lot of distractions for the wicked.
There was another side.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
On the way out,
Did you live out here?
He was gonna read the judgment. That's you get that lake of fire treatment for taking it. What we was talking about earlier.
Right.
That's the judgment, but in a nutshell.
Y'all remember anything else? Remember, don't take that.
Yeah, do not take this.
Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, which is righteous anger. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
And what makes that fire and brimstone of those missiles from World War III. Destroys this place and creates America into an electric fire.
They say that fire is hotter than the sun.
90 million degrees.
11 million degrees.
And you can't get it and then later on pop it out.
Hey,
All-
you
all-
be better
I think
starving
it's a
than that.
Million is?
I don't think it's a hundred.
But still,
It's still.
it's hot.
Either way, that's still it's melting everything in its presence.
With
the same heat.
All right, brothers.
All right, take care.
We here every week if you come back. Every week? Yeah.
Until we
Until we
can't.
can't. Come back with questions if you got them.
Yeah, it's been a minute since.
Good dialogue.
Yeah.
I was hoping for that.
They got fed.
Yeah,
For sure.
He ate better than the buffet. He got to taste everything.
That's good.
And he had dessert with the market.
I would be enthused. I would be in fear. Like, how could you hear of all that?
Yeah. And receive it all.
And then the next day, it's just, it ain't in your mind.
Well.
Yeah, prophecy.
And then what did he say is one thing that came to his mind? That make you forget easy.
Yeah.
That make you forget it all.
You know, I commend him. He left his drink out there, so I'm pretty sure it's true. You finished it? Oh, finished it. No, hold on. But I'm saying, hearing that, I'm pretty sure some of it sobered his ass up quick. Like, what? This people gonna die?
Yeah, and hey, we come in a time where like we always go into it to be circumspect, to walk circumspectly, not as fools but as wise, redeeming times because the days are evil. You ain't gonna be able to look around and be circumspect when you're intoxicated. All right, when you're just inebriated and you know you're out of it, your attentiveness is down. You ain't gonna be able, and everything's, and it's gonna catch you. It's gonna take you as a thief. So you have to be sober. You know.
Well, Peter said, it said First Peter, I think 5, said be sober.
Yeah. Be vigilant.
Be vigilant. Vigilant means what? To be aware.
Yeah.
To be on watch.
Look around.
Yeah, because the devil, as a roaring lion, seeketh whom he may devour. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I got Isaiah 24:7. The new wine mourning, divine languishing, and the merry-hearted do sigh. And we see in the beginning of that. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth.
Hey, hold on, cause don't let this loud music fool you. Men ain't really coming into these clubs like that.
No.
These bars, these night clubs and bars. That shit is, women are only going up in there, and they trying to look for a sucker. A man that hasn't been red pilled yet.
All of them been coming back to their car alone, by the way.
Yeah.
And a few of them was over here at, what do you call it, bro? A long time.
Oh yeah, looking over here.
They was looking over here hard.
Yeah.
That's a great point. You know, don't let the music fool you. Even though the music loud and it's blasting, you see the spirit on these people. Their spirit is broken.
Yeah.
Because they see that it's a shift in the way that things have been, the norm of America. But it's not enough yet.
I'm laughing because I'll be down here and work or whatever, and that club stay bumping. It never packed. And all you see is a couple out of shape women.
Couple aunties.
Aunties up there. Really. Then you might catch a couple, it may be like 5, 6 guys and like 30 women. That ain't nothing for a club. Club's supposed to be over 100 minimum to even be make it worthwhile. But the music make you believe it's popping. It's not popping. Believe me. The whole area is not popping. It's gonna be warm.
The DJ is just getting paid. He's just getting his money.
Yeah.
I'm doing my job. I did my job.
They used to hate that shit when you thinking it's popping, you go inside. It's like,
These 3 people.
give me 3 people, be like, man.
They
They trying to hold the door like,
Man, that you just wasted money getting
Hey, remember, one guy was saying, I was just gonna say, I was at a club downtown on the strip years ago,
Yeah, man.
and he was, no, it was another spot at the Flamingo. Anyway, he was like, hey, I can let you in free if you go get 2 chicks. You just go get 2 chicks. Matter of fact, both of y'all go get 2 chicks each, and bring them in, let all y'all in free, and then they got free drinks.
That's
I was like, damn, we could find 2 chicks. Could not find 2 chicks that wanted to go in. It's because we didn't even go back because it was popping somewhere else. But that's not the point. It ain't popping no more.
But look at how much has changed since then.
Yeah.
Now women are going into these single events, and now they gotta pay to get in, and men get in free.
Yeah.
And they still ain't shit.
And the men still ain't going in.
Yeah.
Men still ain't popping up. You know?
Hey, because it's just a bad deal.
Because you women are feminists.
Yeah.
You know, no matter how good you look, because men waking up, is when you get the woman, you know, familiarity breeds contempt. So when you get her, stay along with her. Then she gonna start disrespect you.
Then she gonna start picking you
men
apart.
are waking up to that shit.
As you letting her into how to age your life, she's taking all those things on how to overtake you. And men are waking up to it. Damn, as soon as I do it, I'm broke now. And she always arguing with me. And I was doing better out there by myself.
You say, bro, I choose me.
I choose me. Shelly, that's the way.
That shit dead anyway. The club scene, you see videos of they go with the camera looking around.
It looks like it's popping because they stayed up by 12 people. The music going is loud, and the movement, it ain't moving. The movement is the camera moving. They show somebody showing them taking the camera, and it's dead. Nobody dancing. That's the point of going to somewhere like that. All this music was for dancing. Every song that they played was for dancing. That's why they put aunties up in there.
So, and everything is, we don't see now, everything is being overpriced, but as inflation, the brothers just mentioned that oil is up to $100, $111. So, the next thing is your food. That's really going to get Jake attention because we didn't deal with $5 gas for $6. They start fucking with the food, and you going in the grocery store. We already go to Whole Foods and, you know, spend $100, $120. You walk out with a bag, 2 bags. Right. So imagine now when bread, simple ass shit is $20, $40. A case of waters is $30. That used to be $4.
Jay ain't gonna be looking to go into these fucking rundown spots to buy a damn cake.
Yep.
All right, bro. Thank you.
I'm gonna continue on finish this off. Isaiah 24:8. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it.
You know why? Because they used to get drunk and wake up with somebody in the bed. Now, you get drunk and you wake up with a hangover in an empty bed. That's the reality of the life. That's the reality. Ain't nothing fun about this. We can't afford to be out like that. You know?
They ain't gonna be able to afford to distract themselves. Because you gotta pay for all this shit. You gotta pay for the club. You gotta pay for the arena, you know, the stadium, all that. You gotta pay for all of that. When you ain't got no food, you're gonna have to make a decision. You ain't gonna be able to buy them drugs and them bottles of liquor, you know, so you can so-called escape from your reality. You're gonna have to face that shit, you know, head on, man.
It's at 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
And I'm gonna say it this way: part of the soberness that we talk about doesn't mean you can't have a drink. It's just you gotta be sober about how you have a drink. I'm at the house. I'm gonna go buy me a budget bottle, a reasonable something, and I ain't trying to finish that bottle. I just want a little swig just so I can relax and unwind and enjoy the prophecies on TV. Where this man scrambling and fighting, you know, trying to get his thing going.
And the scripture is twofold. You're sober from these philosophies.
Exactly. That's the more important of the two. You can't let somebody throw, because hey, as more people select you, brother, as more people come in, they're gonna come in with all their pseudo beliefs, and they're gonna try to push them upon us to make what they want to happen, and what they want to believe be the truth. No, we gotta withstand that. So we can't let none of those other philosophies, those other wines, taint this pure. Okay.
It's the blue letter for the word sober. G3525 says, nay folks. It says to be sober, to be calm and collected in spirit, to be temperate, dispassionate, circumspect, to be sober or abstain from wine. It says figuratively to be discreet, to be sober, to watch.
That's what the Lord said to be not overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that they overtake you as a thief. You know, that they come upon you suddenly. You want to actually be sober. You want to be clear-headed, clear-minded, being willing to see everything around you to make the wise decisions when these situations occur. You don't make the best decisions when you're intoxicated, all right? But these people are going to try to drink their problems away, and it's not going to work.
It's gonna make it worse.
Because reality is just going to continue to set in. Just like when those Egyptians, when the Lord was plaguing them, some of them were trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
They tried to eventually get away from the darkness, and all that happened was they got plagued even more when they tried to go to sleep. So it's the same thing. You thinking that you're gonna relax yourself by getting a little buzz, but all that's gonna happen is just there's no pleasure in it anymore.
Things is happening so fast now. When you come down from your high, or when you sober up from drinking excessively, something else terrible that happened. It's that fast.
I even tell you this, what happens to us when we get heavier in the spirit? And so what do you think happening to them now? If they drink, they getting heavy in the spirit. You know, not that they understand, but they can see that it's more intense, the shit that's going on. Realizing that they can't do nothing against it, they don't understand.
It's either that or they turn into demons and they brawls and fights.
That's exactly what they
shootouts.
They want to let it out.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say that same thing that you just read about when you were talking about with the Egyptians. That's a plague of Jake too. Because Jake said they're gonna wish it was the daytime at night, and they're gonna wish it was nighttime in the daytime. So they're just trying to escape reality. Same shit. And then when this comes down, that curse is gonna hit harder. You got it.
If I could read this real quick, this is from the chat. What it means to when it says wine shall be bitter to them that drink it. It says the meaning and context in Isaiah 24, the prophet is describing a time of judgment and devastation on the earth because of the widespread sin. Things that normally bring joy, celebrations, music, feasts, and wine will lose their pleasure. So when it says wine will be bitter, it doesn't mean the wine literally changes flavor. Instead, it means joy disappears. Wine in the ancient world symbolized celebration, happiness, and prosperity. When people are under severe stress or judgment, the things that once brought joy no longer feel enjoyable. Yep.
People need to wake up. So everybody out here is seeking a form of intoxication, a form of false belief, or chemical to change it.
Yeah, for comfort.
Dopamine shot hit.
Those things are known as suppressants. Wine, women can be seen as a suppressant. Riches, a suppressant.
Gambling. This is the worst time to have any type of vice.
Addiction.
Addiction.
I was just gonna say about the suppressants. They tell you if you take suppressants, whatever is being suppressed, once the medicine wear off, it's the worst feeling. Like you feel much more heavily.
You need more of it. By the way, one of the suppressants that Edomites do, they shoot. So as they get more stressed, what you think they're gonna do? They're gonna start coming down on Jake.
There's a bunch of Edomites. Telling my brothers, a bunch of Edomites looking over here today, and they hogging in here, they hogging in orange and shit. I'm pretty sure a lot of the Edomites have done the research and know what we about. They see the end of the world and all that shit, but at least they can see that far. Like they can hear the World War III whispers and shit. So
I can see some of these Edomites that scoff in the past, but they always listen to what we say. I can see them in these times. What's going through their head is, man, fuck those fuckers, those fucking assholes out there. They were fucking right, man. Those fuckers were right. Those assholes, yes.
They pray to their God and make this and that.
You can see that going through their mind now. Yeah, man.
Is somebody
over
do that?
with,
Turn the
man.
camera on just to screen?
Yeah.
That's not what I fucking signed up for, man.
Yeah. They wish they could do something to us, but they know that they can't.
We not doing nothing but speaking the words of the book.
reading, bro.
Just reading.
That's
She
it.
telling the truth. Fuck you want? You know. I can see. You can see we.
I'm there for your enemy because I tell you the truth.
That's it right there.
Or don't be mad at us, be mad at your forefathers.
Right.
They don't want to set you up.
I can see we had direct communication with Iran. Okay, do this next.
Yeah,
And do
right.
this. Like, nah, we have. Well, our hands is. That's them. That's the Lord that's making it happen. The Lord.
So the Lord gave y'all that fierce king, that cruel Lord. Y'all voted him
You know
in.
what you want.
And that's what
This is
y'all
what you
got.
signed up for.
This is not my America.
But going back into the chat, it says emotional and spiritual miseries. People will be so overwhelmed with grief, fear, or suffering that even pleasurable things feel unpleasant. It says in the Bible, wine often represents the Most High's blessing and abundance. When it becomes bitter, it symbolizes that blessing has turned into sorrow because of judgment. The larger picture of Isaiah 24 is sometimes called Isaiah's apocalypse. It describes a global shaking of the earth where cities become desolate, celebration stops, music and feasting disappear, human pride is humbled.
Yep. Human pride is humble. Beautiful.
The bitterness of wine is one small image showing how deep the devastation is. Even the best earthly pleasures can't comfort people anymore. Yeah.
Because the
So
deepest
basically,
hurt-
you're gonna have to just, hey, like drinking the dregs.
Yep.
That's the part that you. Nah, I ain't gonna drink that. I'm gonna just pour that out. I don't like to drink that. That's gonna fuck up my buzz if I drink that. So no, you gotta drink that. It's gonna be real bitter too. Every last drip of that, you gotta chug it, man.
I got Isaiah 65 and 14 because the scriptures tell you that, woe unto you that are full, you shall hunger. And woe unto you that laugh now, you shall mourn and weep.
Start at 12, bro.
Verse 12. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear. But did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. That's why when it speaks about, we was in Proverbs 1 earlier, it tells you how the turning away of the simple shall slay them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall be quiet from fear of evil. And also speaking about that Psalms 91, man. It says, behold, my servants, behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart.
Yeah, so the servants, the prophets, the elect. So the Lord is, he's gonna, pursuing 2 Corinthians 2, grab that as well. He's gonna make his, servants, his body, he's gonna move into the next glory. Just like the prophets, the apostles had the, glory of spiritual power, healing, reading, telepathy, all that, speaking in different languages. That's a glory, So and that's coming back as well. Man. So the Lord's gonna protect us, and give us substance in a time of famine. When the rest of these niggas are starving and shit, eating their babies and all that, hopeless, Hey, the Lord's gonna take care of his elect, man. That's right. He's doing that in-house, man. He ain't gonna tell you
There's gonna be a heavy spirit of despair in the earth, man, especially amongst our people. The rest of these nations, they don't matter anyway. But amongst our people, as the precept I always quote in 2 Chronicles, the Most High is with you while you be with him. But if you forsake him, he will forsake you.
Yeah.
It says, behold, my servants, it's like Isaiah 65 and 14. Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart.
Sing for joy of heart, man.
He shall
we singing for joy of heart right now.
This whole last week, brother.
We hurt. We hurt. Shit. So Yeah, the Lord gonna move us to that next glory. So, brought out Joel 3 earlier. You know, He's gonna take us away from the captivity, right? So the Lord does things gradually, man.
Right.
So who got us in captivity? You got to go to fucking work tomorrow. Esau got you in captivity right now. What if the Lord make a way? We ain't got to work for Esau. That's relieving us from our captivity, right? You know, as a gradual type thing, you know.
It's a piece of faith to add on to stack your faith up, building it up.
Yeah, when that moment comes, man, when Jake ain't got to go to work no more, we just relying on the Lord and the Lord just blessing us. That's gonna feel like when you finally off of house arrest and that damn
No restraints.
that fucking ankle monitors finally off your damn ankle and shit. You feel a little lighter now. You ain't got no weight on you no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Lord he gonna take that burden. He gonna remove that yoke from off of our necks. You know? And then all we got to do is just wait for the Lord to come pick us up.
And that's another glory. That's the top glory right there. Receiving the new bodies.
In between, when the miracles is happening, the scriptures even tell you how the elect is going at destruction and famine, they're gonna laugh. That's the joy of your heart. You know, just Lord willing, we be of the elect. Just imagine it being in a chaotic situation, and then the Lord perform a miracle, and it's like, damn, everything that we've been working for is, it was for a reason. It wasn't in vain.
Hey, when 2020 happened with the COVID, a lot of people were in fear. They was afraid. You know, like you can see how things had kind of changed, and people started to get a little serious. And while that was happening, you know what the men of the Lord was doing? Man, we was toasting, man.
We couldn't wait for that next live show.
Yeah.
Camp.
Yeah.
And if you remember, we came to that camp and the women there were gifts.
Yeah.
At that next camp.
Yep.
Parking lot.
Yeah, man. That's kind of like a sneak peek into how it's gonna be. You know, we're gonna be rejoicing while these people are in sorrow, great distress, because we know what's going on. We know what time that we in. The Lord is basically He's fulfilling His purpose, what He said He was gonna do. That means that, hey, we getting ready to get up out of here. So, hey, the wine gonna be bitter to these people that don't know what the hell is going on. But hey, if we pop a bottle, hey, it's because we rejoice in the Lord, man. Understanding the Lord's will, His purpose. You know, we just gotta go through the trouble, and you know, the Lord said He's gonna shorten the days for the elect's sake. So it ain't gonna be like the Lord gonna leave us in it, you know, till we die. You know, and things gonna move quick. You know?
And if the Lord does bring you back to the spirit world before missiles and all that, before the ride in the chariot, you just get to go wait in the chariot for the rest of everybody else. And let the Lord know, hey, they down there fighting. You know, you get to escape a little early. You get the what do they call it, the fast pass.
Right. Yeah. Even if you die in the Lord, you're still not gonna miss nothing. Because you're gonna come right back. You ain't gonna miss anything, you know. Hey, when the dead in Yahushua get risen and then beamed up into the ship, you gonna still get to see Babylon get destroyed. Imagine that. Like, so you really not gonna miss out if you gotta be a martyr. You're gonna get to still witness your enemy to get destroyed, man, and the setting up of our King. And that's another side to it as well, that Jake that was here, because he hearing like the evils and the things that's coming, which that should get you to want to inquire and learn more, but also the blessing, the good part, that hey, we getting ready to get everlasting rest, man.
We didn't get to
eternal life.
We didn't get to get Jake done. No real comfort.
No.
We're trying to get to it. But like,
But
you
they
want
got
them on the
they
trouble.
gotta hear that.
Yeah.
They have to hear that before they can hear
Tear the Lord.
the you know.
He chose to live.
But it's all part of the gospel. It's all good news.
Yeah, exactly. To be into it. We don't want to just be like, well, but you gonna get to tell the dead shall rise first and all that. You don't need to hear that right away. You need to be scared enough to earn the Lord first, to put his work for it. Fear is, we said it, the fear of the Lord is his treasure. That's where the treasure is at. That's going to help the terror of the Lord will persuade you to move and work for the Lord.
Yeah, man. So it's something to look forward to. But right now, we gotta.
Niggas still trying to beat the up.
Yeah.
Niggas still thinking about this old auntie. They ain't thinking about nothing of substance. Jake still trying to hit the slots. Jake still trying to bend the block and they low riders.
When it gets real crazy out here, Jay ain't gonna even want to hear that shit.
$6 a gallon.
Ain't nobody gonna want to hear that.
Gas.
Turn it.
They gonna have to get
Turn it off. I'm trying to concentrate.
What Steve Harvey say on the Titanic sinking? Jack the cord up out the man. Get that shit out of here. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah. Trying to find food because there's barely anything out here. Let somebody bump their music like that.
Got food.
What you got me about?
got wine.
You must got food.
You know, it's going. I was thinking about another thing. Once Trump implements this draft, you're gonna see a lot of these little young niggas out here, man. They gonna be kind of scurrying, trying to. I got a job. I'm going to college. Like, nah, nigga, you ain't been doing shit. You going to war? Yeah. Nigga, you was all on Instagram and TikTok, nigga. No, come on. They you know what? They gonna change ICE to ICE gonna be like the draft catchers, yeah. You know, because they got all the neighborhoods scoped out and everything. Like, okay, they just go up to these nigga clubs, go to these little, where they know where
stores,
they know where these little niggas is at, man. You know.
Isaiah 3 and 10, say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with them, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him.
Hey, read that part again. I like that.
It says, woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him.
Well, right before about the righteous.
Say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with them, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings.
Hey, what you put into this, it said all shall come before the, you keep quoting 2 Corinthians, right? All shall come before the judgment seat, whether it be good or bad. So if you've been good, it's going to be well with the righteous. Go ahead.
The Lord taking everybody who works into account. It says, say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him.
So it's going to behoove you to do righteous, man. To be well with them, to do righteousness.
All around, old Jake, young Jake.
For the reward of his hands shall be given him.
The reward of your hands is going to be given. I go right with that. Word to be told. So it's just a smart thing to figure out what does the Lord approve of, and let me do those things.
So they that fear the Lord will seek that which is well pleasing unto him.
He said that's wisdom, right? He said wisdom will meet you in every thought. Good and bad, you'll know how to react to react righteously to every situation.
Yeah, this for the righteous. Jeremiah 29:11. This happened in ancient Babylon, but we can apply it to today. It says, "For I know the thoughts," Jeremiah 29:11. "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an unexpected end."
Yeah, and that expected end is promises. He said he promised way back with Abraham. Really, if you really want to go super, cerebral with it, we know that he promised these things to Yahweh Shai in the spirit world during the creation. That's why he had him set it up just the way he would like it. But he was like, nah, you're going to like it like this. of fact, you don't want to. What do you have? Ain't that like a righteous man? It ain't no fun if I'm just up here by myself. I want to share this with other people that's going to enjoy it too.
That's what brings like ultimate, should bring ultimate happiness within yourself.
To see others happy as well. When they see these joys. That you may be, what said Peter? You may be, when the Lord revealed, you may be exceeding joy, also. You know, so it's all being set up to come full circle, but you got to get through the bad season as well. You know, but it's a lot to be rejoicing over all the way through. That's the difference. That's the real glory that you were speaking of, to be able to rejoice in an evil time. You niggas so happy for it. We out of here. Where y'all going?
We happy before. I'm about to go to Walmart.
Yeah. Y'all too, right? We're not going where you going.
This is that precept, laying back on Isaiah 65. It's 2nd Ezra 2 and 26 in the GMT. It said, as for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number. Be not worried, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance.
Yep. Merry and have abundance. M-E-R-R-Y. Okay? Happiness.
That's not
an evil time.
You still reading G?
I want to get in GMT. Let me get in GMT.